Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Two Sides of New York. This is Reid and Cross with our 7th episode already. Glad we're coming along good. Today we're talking about the national title game, the NFL wild card, and the 2 MLB moves that have been made. There's been nothing done. It's a really slow off season. Bit worried. We'll get into that later, but just got the notification before we started recording. Adam Gase is apparently your new quarterback. How do you feel about this, Cross?
You mean head coach?
Yeah, the Jets hiring Adam Gase, who just left the Miami Dolphins.
I can't believe it. I don't know what the Jets are doing. You know what? This is like when the Angel. This is basically what happened. The Angel came down to Mary, and was like, you're gonna have baby Jesus, and she said yes. But so then Mike McCarthy comes down, and he's like, you know what? I want to coach the Jets. And then as the Jets say, no. Are you kidding me? Mike McCarthy, he coached 2 of the best quarterbacks in NFL history, in Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. He's won a Super Bowl, and he has a lot to do with Aaron Rodgers becoming the player who he is today. And the Jets say, no. Are you kidding me? Mike McCarthy literally said, the only team I want to come to is the New York Jets. And the Jets say, no, we're going to go with Adam Gase. Adam Gase of the Miami Dolphins, of all teams. The Miami Dolphins. Are you kidding me? Like, the Miami Dolphins, through the last, I think it was 10 years, they either finished 6-10, or between 6-10, or 10-6, right in the middle of the pack. And I guess that's what the Jets just want to do. They just want to continue to be right in the middle of the pack. Not good enough to not good enough to make the playoffs, but not good enough to get not bad enough to get a superstar player in the draft. It makes no sense at all. The Jets just do this to themselves all the time. And I'd rather have Rex Ryan than Adam Gase. Are you kidding me? Adam Gase?
Yeah, why he got fired for a reason. He had a good team a couple years ago and it just collapsed. Obviously, him and Jarvis Landry, I don't know if they were cool or not, but he laughed on Twitter when he got fired. I don't know if he was laughing because they did a stupid thing or because he liked them, but I don't know. It seemed to not work out in Miami, and I don't know why the Jets would think it'd work out better in New York.
Well, I have no idea why either. The Jets have a better Sam Darnold's definitely better than Tannehill. But other than that, the Dolphins have a better roster than the Jets. And if he couldn't make the playoffs with the Dolphins, what makes you think he'll make the playoffs with the Jets next year? Mm-hmm. And I think the Jets should be trying to make that to the playoffs. Yes, we could still go out and get big available pieces like Le'Veon Bell, Golden Tate maybe, and maybe trade for Antonio Brown. But I just don't get this move in hiring Adam Gase, who showed that he really hasn't been that successful. He made the playoffs once.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why he has this high praise. I don't know what he's done.
One of the message that our GM said was, we want to get an experienced guy in there. Yes, he has experience, but Mike McCarthy's won a Super Bowl.
Mike McCarthy has so much more experience than Gase one hand than Gase has in his whole body. He's coached to a Super Bowl. He knows Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre. I don't know. He knows the whole game. He's tough nuts. He doesn't take no for an answer. I don't know. That was a stupid move in my opinion, and I just hope their talent carries them and he progresses as a coach.
Yeah, it's like the Mets and Jets. They do it to us on purpose. They say, "Oh, you want this? This is what you guys want. This is what the fans." No, we're going to do this, and we're going to continue to suck for years and years to come. That's why I'm now firmly convinced that the Jets or Mets, I'll even throw the Mets in here too, will never win a championship in my lifetime.
I mean, I don't know about the Jets, but I think the Mets can, maybe one day, make it back. I mean, that NL is pretty weak, so I feel
like I'm gonna throw up. I don't get what's going on.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
how do you think Mike McCarthy feels right now? Do you think he's just shocked? I said this is the only place I want to go. Do you think he's gonna? Where do you think he'll end up now, McCarthy?
Well, he's definitely not going to coach next year, like he said. So he's probably maybe take a year off, like Bruce Arians. I don't know, because he just went to the Bucks, right?
And I'm sure McCarthy's dumbfounded, like every Jets fan in the world is right now.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of Machado. I mean, well, you don't know because the Yankees haven't not got him yet, but he definitely wants to be there. Just they don't know if they're going to pay him. I don't know.
But yeah, so let's see what Adam Gase could do. Okay, now I'll start thinking on. Maybe I'll try to think about on the bright side. Can't be worse than Todd Bowles, offensive guy. Maybe he could develop a quarterback.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe he'll be good. Maybe I don't know. I feel like the Jets are going to treat him how Yankee fans treat Boone. Like he makes one step and they're like, "Yo, I hate this guy."
Yeah.
But all right, let's get your mind off this. Let's talk about that national title game. I picked Clemson in a very close game, so I didn't really call it, but I called the winner. But yeah. I don't know. It was good to see.
Yeah, you totally picked. You said Clemson was going to win. You said it was going to be close, but Clemson actually just blew them out in all phases of the game, offense, defense. It was shocking to see. You would never before this loss, the highest loss Nick Saban ever had was by 14 points, and they got absolutely destroyed in this game. And I did not see it coming at all.
No, me neither. Especially when Clemson went 3-and-out on the first drive. I honestly thought it might go in the other direction because they went 3-and-out just like that. But away, the pick six. And who do you think has bigger blame in the game, Saban or Tua?
I just think that Clemson just overmatched them. I think they had Nick Saban, he's obviously knows what he's doing out there. Tua, he is younger, but he's shown that he can play in the big game. I just think Clemson just outplayed him, outwilled him. I think Alabama was prepared for Clemson to come out and play hard. I'm not saying they thought they had it in the bag, but maybe they were a little surprised of how confident Trevor Lawrence was as a freshman, just slinging the ball.
Makes me think he was in high school last year.
Yeah, it's crazy. He's going to be ridiculous by the time he's a senior, and I think he's going to stay for all 4 years.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
he's smart, so he can put up some monster numbers. Definitely think he's probably, even though this next season hasn't started, you have to think of him as a Heisman candidate.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think he'll definitely get it once in his 3 years remaining. But I don't know. Do you think Clemson is the new king of college football? You think they're going to hold it down for a bit?
Yeah, by all signs, they got their quarterback coming back. They are losing a lot of specialty players on offense, a couple receivers. But I think with that quarterback who can just get the ball anywhere, I think they'll be fine and they'll be up there again, competing for the championship again, definitely.
Well, that receiver who was making crazy catches, I know he's a freshman as well, so they're going to be a good combo.
Yeah, they're going to be a fun team to watch. But do you think? Why do you think people Why do you think kids coming out of high school want to go to Alabama after seeing how Nick Saban acts on the sideline, how tough he is on everybody, how he that was Sweeney. He just seems like he loves the players. He throws pizza parties for them every week.
Yeah. Well,
just don't see that from Nick Saban. I don't know why people will always.
Alabama definitely was more dominant, and everyone was I just want to win, I want to be known. But now, since Clemson is rising to the top and has the top right now, I think you're going to see a lot more people go to Clemson instead of Alabama, and they're going to continue to be good.
Yeah, Nick Saban seems like a stubborn person, as in he's not going to change his coaching methods. He's not going to
No.
Lighten up. He's just going to stay the same. And
he's the Belichick of college, honestly. It's just, that's how it is.
I mean, you don't want to say anything because Belichick. I say they're both still on top, but maybe the game's passing them by.
Yeah, no, I mean, me and you both hope so. I mean, I don't feel nearly as close as the Patriots as Alabama, but it's just you kind of get sick of seeing them just roll over everyone.
Yeah, definitely, and just. Bill Belichick and Nick Saban, whenever they show them on the sidelines, you just get so angry as a fan who hates those teams. You're just, oh my god, they just look evil. They just look
they're like that. Belichick, he's like the Emperor from Star Wars, real.
Yeah.
All right, so that pretty much recaps the national title game. So we're gonna go right into the NFL game. So, wow, I did not see this coming from the Colts-Texans. I thought it was going to be a close game, but Andrew Luck just lambasted the Texans.
Yeah, whatever was in Andrew Luck's head last year, that's gone. I know he didn't play at all last year, but he was questioning whether to come back or to retire. And he just seems like he's on a different level than anybody, and he's playing the best football of his entire career.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know who else could get a comeback player of the year, but it's got to be Andrew Luck. Like, he's had such an incredible year. It's such a good story. Andrew Luck's such a nice guy, and it's really good that he's doing this. And I don't know, it's going to be a good game next week. We'll recap that in a bit, but I don't know, the Texans does not show any life at all.
No, yeah, they came out flat. They came out flat to start the game, and that's how they stayed pretty much the entire game. They had that high-powered offense. You really thought they could have put up points against the Colts defense, but
they shut Hopkins down.
Yeah, they shut him down, and Watson, he looked like a young quarterback out there,
Yeah, no, he had no protection. So there was nothing he could do. He was getting hit left and right. And there was so much J.J. Watt could do. In the beginning of the game, he was making some plays, and throughout the game, he made some plays. But Andrew Luck just had the protection. His team went from first in the league in sacks to the most allowed to the least allowed this year. So it really shows what a line can do, and I hope my team could end up turning it around like that, because that could change a lot. But sadly, the later game, the Cowboys beat the Seahawks. Damn.
All right, we have to admit it, even though we hate it. Dak Prescott, he played a very clutch game.
He did. He did it with his legs when he couldn't throw it. I mean, when he threw that pick, I thought that was going to be Russell Wilson's time to come back and win that game. But I don't know if it was the play calling by Pete Carroll, also the discipline by the Seahawks with those costly PIs at the end of the game. So it's disappointing to watch, but the Cowboys definitely deserved that win.
Yeah, the Seahawks, they ran the ball way too much that game, and they
were getting nothing.
They were getting nothing at all. It's like they didn't trust Russell. It's like Pete Carroll didn't trust Russell Wilson's arm,
which is insane. So
especially in the playoffs when he always just pulls plays out of his ass. But another thing, there is a bad week for kickers. We'll get into more of that with the Eagles-Bears. But what the hell were they thinking with that onside kick? I know Janikowski was hurt, and he's not.
I was just wow.
You think he was just trying to drop? You think he just kicked it too hard, or what was
he obviously just miskicked it. He was gonna try to drop it and kick the ball right into the ground, so it'd be an onside kick. And how that would even go 10 yards is.
Yeah,
being that close. I don't know. That was a wacky play call. I don't know. Pete Carroll, he's been some great coaching decisions, and he's made some once you're just like, what are you thinking? How?
Yeah.
What? He makes some football decisions like he doesn't know the game, but everyone knows that Pete Carroll knows the game better than anyone. But it's weird to see.
Yeah, but other than that, I think the Seahawks had a really good year because I thought they had no chance of making the playoffs, but they proved me and a lot of people wrong, and they had a really good run this year.
Yeah, no, they did, and build that offensive line up for Russell. Maybe get him a weapon, get him a running back. I think that would help, and they can be contenders to win that West again. So, Chargers beat the Ravens. That was a weird game.
Yeah, it was a really weird game. The Ravens didn't get nothing until the end of the third quarter. Then they started waking up. Had a good fourth quarter. The Ravens did, but other than that, the Chargers really dominated the whole game.
Yeah, no, definitely. The Chargers has dominated. Phillip, he looked in control. He was fun to watch. I never really get too pumped watching Phillip, but I'm starting to like Phillip.
Oh yeah, I enjoy watching Phillip Rivers play so much. You see how he throws the ball? It's so weird. It's like he's short arms it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's really quick.
And you know what else is funny to watch? It's so funny watching Antonio Gates play. He's so fat.
Yeah, he's like the CC. He's the CC of football, man. He just keeps pounding, keeps going, won't quit.
He just gets open in every play somehow, you know?
Yeah, no, he's a future Hall of Famer. He's a great guy too. He was back there when LT was running.
Lamar Jackson, he did not have a good game at all.
No.
He just coughs the ball up all the time. He's got to clean that up. He's definitely their quarterback of the future. I definitely start him over Flacco if they end up keeping Flacco.
No way. Not a chance they're going to re-sign Flacco.
Yeah. And I think that's a good decision to not putting Flacco in the game.
You think so? I would have put him in the second half. I don't know.
Yeah, but you can't do that to Jackson, especially if you want to keep him around with confidence for next year. You got to say, all right.
As for being a rookie, being 21 years old, that would have crushed him.
Yeah, he's definitely their guy for the future, but he's definitely got to clean some things up, especially in the turnover department.
Yeah, for sure. He's got to throw a little bit, work on his throwing, because he's being called Tim Tebow 2.0 right now. So
yeah, I hate when these so-called experts. I mean, we're no experts either. They put a label on a guy, and then that's what they are, and it's not fair. He's still young. We got to see what he could do, and going back to Tebow, I mean, they put Tebow in that unfair label when he made the playoffs, and
exactly he beat the Steelers.
Beat the Steelers in overtime, and then the Jets ruined him like they'll most likely ruin Sam Darnold.
Jeez, no, but who said that? Some players, like some former players, they'll talk like a lot of trash about players nowadays, and they weren't a trash talker back then. Do you ever see a player like that?
No. Who do you have? Who do you have for example?
Dude, you know who was talking trash on Tua? Lawrence Tynes.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because he was just like Tim Tebow 2.0. He won't make it to the NFL. He can't throw. He had to be taken out in the championship game. He won't survive the NFL. I was like, dude, Lawrence Tynes? You're the guy who made the little white guy who made the kicks to go into the Super Bowl, and I don't think I ever saw you speak in your NFL career, and I don't know, it was just so random. I was like, what?
Yeah, nice kick in Lambeau in negative 20-degree weather, but shut the fuck up, Lawrence Tynes. Come on, Lawrence Tynes. What are you talking about here? You're a kicker.
Yeah.
Why are you talking about quarterbacks?
Yeah, I know that one in 49ers in San Francisco. That was an easy. I mean, that was all in Weatherford though. Weatherford had to spin it up.
Yeah, Weatherford. He not just a good punter, a good holder as well.
Yeah, and he's good. He's that guy's so jacked. Steve Weatherford. Give him a follow. He's a good guy to follow if you want to get fit. You better follow me for this. All right, so Eagles at Bears. I think this was the best game of the weekend. Yeah,
entertaining game. Big Nick pulls another one out of his ass.
Yeah, Big Dick Nick. I don't know. I hate the Eagles every year, but there's just something about them when Foles plays that I just don't hate them like I used to. Like Michael Vick, McNabb, Deshaun Jackson. I hated those guys, but I don't know. This is a different vibe.
Yeah, Foles, because it's like an underdog story. The guy's coming off the bench, and he has to say it's like a superhero movie.
Exactly, and it's like this is the second movie. It's honestly insane.
Yeah, it's good. It's gonna be a really good game when they play the Saints. It's gonna be a high scoring game, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get back to that in a little. Let's recap the Bears though. That's what a game. That I thought the Eagles didn't have a chance. When it was fourth, I was like, I don't think they're going to get this. And he hit Golden Tate. That was an incredible play. And then you know what happened at the end.
Yeah. He's usually a better play caller than he was this. He seemed like the moment got too big for him. Howard, he only carried the ball 4 times, which he's a really good running back. They should have found a way to get him the ball more, and that could be a reason why they lost. But the real reason why they lost is that kick.
Yeah. Did you see though that it might have been tipped? Did you see?
Yeah, it probably was tipped, but I don't know. I don't know much about kicking, so I don't know if it would have went.
That's most unlucky. That thing, if he kicked it a centimeter in the other direction, it would have went through. And the fact that it hit off the upright and then the crossbar, that's probably sitting behind the end zone being a Bears fan. I don't know how that must have felt being a Bears fan. That was
it's games like that where I'm like, okay, I don't mind the Jets not making the playoffs. I'm kidding, of course. I want the Jets to make the playoffs, but I would have been crushed if the Jets lost that way.
Yeah, or what happened to the Falcons? Like, I don't know.
I don't think I'd be able to watch football again if I was a Falcons fan.
Yeah, I saw a Falcons fan at my job today. So.
Oh, what about? Let's talk about them for a second. They were on top. They had a good year last year too. They lost to the Eagles in the playoffs, but now they're just awful.
Yeah, they were 4-8 at one point. I know they lost like 5-6 straight.
Yeah, but that's a team next year. Probably they're still capable. I think they're not done yet though.
Yeah,
I think
got a ton in offense.
Yeah,
but Julio had another outstanding year. I don't know if do you think Julio took over best receiver in football? If Antonio Brown is your one?
No, because Julio Jones he's no threat in the red zone.
That's true. Know? He's only like a deep big play threat. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got to become more of a threat in the red zone.
That's true. So for next week, Colts and the Chiefs. Who you got in that game?
It's going to be a really close game. I'm going with the Colts because Andrew Luck is hot.
Yeah,
that defense is hot. That offensive line is hot. Patrick Mahomes, of course, had that great MVP season. But I think the Colts are going to edge them out in a very close game. It's going to be high scoring. Like all these games are going to be high scoring. Yeah. Defense is non-existent in the NFL anymore. But it's going to be a really good game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to go with my boy Pat Mahomes. I've stuck with him all season. He's my guy. He's had an MVP season, one of the best seasons in NFL history if you look at the numbers. And it's only a second season, and I just think he's just going to be a little too much for the Colts. I think even though the Chiefs' defense isn't that good, I think they are going to get to Andrew Luck. I don't know. I just have a feeling that Luck's going to take some hits, but I think Mahomes will too. I think it's going to be a really good game, but I just think towards the end of the game, Pat Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce are just going to be too much. Late fourth quarter, and pull away a bit, I think.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how Patrick Mahomes plays in the playoffs. His nickname Showtime Mahomes, so I definitely gonna come out and have a great performance, and it's gonna be a really good game.
Yeah, a lot of people doubt his clutch performance, but I don't think it's anything to be questioned. I think he's good in the clutch. That game against the Ravens where he threw across his body and then also converted on the fourth, I think that proved right there that he can perform in the clutch, and I think you'll see that in this game and future games.
Yeah, I think he's clutch, but in those big moments, he's shown this year against the Ravens. They won that game, but there was a moment where he lost the ball for a second.
That's true.
Against the Rams, he threw a couple interceptions in big moments. So I think he does perform good in the big moments, but he's actually a little more prone to throw a turnover or lose the ball in a big moment. So it's going to be exciting to see how it ends out, because I think it's going to be a really close game.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's going to be close. One defense is going to have to stand up and make a couple more turnovers than the other. I think Luck and Mahomes are definitely going to take chances, so I think they're both going to have a pick or two each. I just think they're both. It's going to be an insane game. I think they're both going to put up at least 300 yards.
Yeah, definitely. Both high-powered offense, and as we said probably 1,000 times now, it's going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. So, Cowboys-Rams, who you got?
Rams by 1 billion.
Me too. I am good. I do not know in what world Dak Prescott scores more than 2 touchdowns. Sorry, people. I stuttered. Sorry, George. So, Jared Goff I think he's had a few bad games. He's going to go off. Todd Gurley, he's been resting for a few weeks. He's going to go off. They're going to score at least 5 touchdowns. So I have the Rams around 35-14, something like that.
Yeah. The only thing the Cowboys got going for them is that defense is really good. And I think it's going to be Dak Prescott losing in the game. There's no way he's having 2 good games in a row. Are you kidding me?
He has, like, 5 a season, and then the defense bails him out the other, 6. No. Dak, he's going to have a bad game. He's going to get picked up. I'm calling him Marcus Peters pick 6.
Yeah. If you're a Cowboys fan that listens to this, we're sorry. We just hate the Cowboys. And
yeah, I'm not sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm not sorry either. I want to see Jerry Jones in the box,
just sitting with his face all beat red.
His stupid face just sitting there, having his son-in-law clean his glasses.
Yep. Well, some kid in the Cowboys jersey cries.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zeke might have a couple good runs. They probably will get their 2 touchdowns, but it's going to be all Rams, and I really hope we don't look stupid next week when we record.
I don't think it's not going to be a blowout, but I think the Rams are going to win by 2 scores.
Yeah, no, it'll be close in the first half, and then I think third, fourth quarter, you're going to see the Rams put their foot on the gas. So, Sunday, Chargers, Patriots. Who do you got?
I got the Chargers. Because Phillip Rivers is going to go into Gillette Stadium and he's going to do what he's never done in his career, and he's going to beat Tom Brady. And he has to. It's his time. He's been waiting for this moment his whole career. They haven't played each other in a big game in a while now, and I think at Phillip Rivers, he's so charged up. He wants this game so bad, and it's finally his time to prove that he's a Hall of Famer and that he's one of the top quarterbacks of all time. It's time for that.
Yeah, but I want to say Chargers. They have a great team this year. They've got Melvin Gordon, a pretty decent defense. They're probably the most complete team. Phillip Rivers has that chip on his shoulder. He needs to get to the Super Bowl. That, my heart says Chargers, but my mind just tells me that New England's rested up. They've had a chip on their shoulder. Everyone's doubting them, and I feel like this happens every year. And they're just going to come out, and Gillette's going to be loud, and they're going to come away with the victory. But if Brady cannot find his new wideout, I don't know, someone has to have a big game, Gronk, then the Chargers will take apart the Patriots.
Gronk can't even walk anymore.
That's true. I want to say Chargers, but I just feel like the Patriots always do this.
All Edelman could do is that little stick route in the middle of the field.
He's a slot. That's why losing Gordon was so huge.
Yeah, if they had Gordon, losing Gordon just changes everything for them. True. They really there's not really a guy that could get open. Like Hogan, you got to scheme to get him open.
Yeah,
Edelman,
they have to do a trick play to get him open. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know why they lost some guys in the offseason. Amendola, maybe that's going to be the one. Because that was a big guy to lose.
Yeah. The big difference maker for the Patriots in this game is Cordell Patterson. He's got to be big in the return game and on the offensive side of the ball with some running plays, maybe getting some open in some screen passes. Mm-hmm. But other than that, he needs to have a big game. And if they don't, I don't think the Patriots could win this game.
You're forking him, huh?
I'm putting a fork in him.
All right, well, hopefully that first round exit, that'd be big for the Patriots, something that hasn't happened since probably that Jets-Patriots game back in 2010, right?
Yeah, that's the only time Brady's ever lost at Gillette Stadium in the playoffs. I'm pretty sure. Sure.
So, I'd love to see it. I'd love to see Phillip just ball out and the defense just shut Tom down, knock him down with a few hits. Make Giselle come give him a few tissues and kiss him son on the mouth. I'm sorry.
Hopefully, maybe after the game, Giselle's going to be like to Phillip Rivers, give me 9 kids.
And then bring him his Uggs.
Yeah.
All right. Tom, don't come at me, So, all right.
No,
so, Eagles and Saints, who you taking?
I want the Eagles to win, but I think the Saints are going to win.
Yeah, I think the Saints are going to win. No one's beating Drew in the NFC. I'm sorry. No one is. If anyone was, it was going to be Russell Wilson. He's gone, so Drew's going to, I think, kind of just float to the Super Bowl, kind of like how Cam did back in 2015.
The Saints defense doesn't get as much credit as they should because they're really good. They show up to play, especially at the latter half of the season. And the Eagles are going to have a tough time moving the ball. It's going to be close because that's what Nick Foles does. He keeps the Eagles in there, keeps them alive. But the Saints are gonna edge them out.
Yeah, no, I think Foles, as always, will ball out. So we'll see what the Eagles' defense can do. I like the Saints' defense a lot, though. Cameron, the tackle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fun. Did you hear what he said about Big Ben a few weeks ago?
Yeah.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Do you think Big Ben's a Hall of Famer? I think
I do. I do too, but I don't know. He was just like, I put Eli over Ben. I mean, they're pretty even, honest. I put them as pretty even though Ben's the better quarterback right now. If you look at their numbers, they're pretty dead and even.
Yeah, they're pretty even. Yeah. In football, we agree with so much. Once baseball season comes, that's where you're going to hear the big debates.
Yeah, we have complete big opposite.
Yeah,
but that's why it's the two side. That's the real two sides of New York. I mean, it's not called two sides of New Jersey. Like this is.
There you go.
It's complete opposite. We'll talk about something like CC will do something to protect this guy, and Cross will say classless, and I'll be like, he was protecting this team, and then it'll be like something stupid about like a necklace or something. Then we'll get into really stupid stuff.
Yeah.
But moving on to baseball, the rare moves, or should I say no moves. Zach Britton signs 3-year deals with the Yankees. I love this move, man. It was a great move for the Yankees. Kept that bullpen together, and now I think they're out of Vaino away from maybe one of having the best bullpens ever assembled.
Yeah, I think the bullpens. I don't think you need to get out of Ottavino's not a necessity.
Yeah, he just had one good year. Tommy Kahnle, he can come back. I think he can bounce back. He was really good in 2017.
Yeah, the Yankees bullpen looking really sharp, along with their lineups looking really sharp. But I think the Red Sox are still going to win the division.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. I don't know. Their bullpen not that good. I don't know. I don't think you can trust JD and Mookie to have back-to-back years like that.
Why?
I don't know. Some injury, you never know injury. I can't see them Mookie hitting 360 with 25. I can see him hitting like 280 with 27 bombs like he did in 2017. He was still a good player, but he's nothing to the player he was in 2016.
It is going to be hard for them for both of them to have.
But aside that, I'm not knocking them saying they're going to have a bad year. What are you going to do if Gary has an MVP caliber season? Stanton hits 50. Judge hits 50. They get Machado.
You don't know until it's happened. I don't know if Gary's going to bounce back. He had a very tough year last year. Very tough.
Yeah, very tough, but he was injured.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what happens. 162 games, you're gonna get scraped up a bit, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But I have full confidence in Gary. I think he hits the breaking ball better than any player on that team. Gary can win a batting title, and I am booking him for AL Comeback Player of the Year. Book it. Oh. Record this. All right.
I did that last year with former Mets right-handed pitcher Matt Harvey.
Matt Harvey, yeah, okay. We're talking about a guy. Did Matt Harvey do something a pitcher only did in his first 2 years? Or
yeah. Yes.
What?
Yes, Matt Harvey had an incredible first 2 seasons.
Okay, but did he hit something? Did he do something equivalent to hitting the most home runs ever by a catcher in their first 2 seasons?
I mean, I'll have to look, but I'm pretty sure he has. We'll do that. We'll do Gary, Matt Harvey. We'll find a way to debate that. Next episode.
I will. But I mean, I was looking at something scary the other day. It started freaking me out. Judge and Ryan Howard are like identical.
But Ryan Howard, besides his last few years, he always had a good career.
No, he was good. I mean, that Achilles that ended him. If he didn't have that Achilles injury, I think he would have been a Hall of Fame player.
Yeah.
So, as long as Judge stays... I mean, we won't talk about Judge. Because he has nothing to do with this.
Let's talk about Judge. What do you have to say about Judge?
I just think he's on his way. On his way. If he keeps...
To the Hall of Fame?
Attitude. Yeah, I think he's on his way to the Hall of Fame. If he stays healthy, doesn't get hurt like last year. and this repeats what he's doing, keeps improving. Even though he had the injury last year and he didn't hit 52 on home runs, I felt like he was a better player than his rookie season.
Has he earned his pinstripes, though?
You got to win the World Series, like Alex said.
Yeah, like Alex said, you got to win the World Series to earn those.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have said that I want him to be the captain, but I think he needs a World Series and maybe even 2 before you even consider that. Jeter won 4 before he was even named captain.
To my side of New York, the New York Mets acquire Keon Broxton from the Milwaukee Brewers. All we gave up were a couple pitching prospects, which isn't bad. Keon Broxton, a great outfielder, very athletic. Can't hit for shit, though.
Yeah, he's got to work on that. But I've seen him drill a few balls, so you get some consistency in there, maybe get the contact, because he definitely has some pop.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be getting the balls out there in center field. He makes great plays, but we need a guy that can hit. Like, we gotta... like, looking at this roster, I think it's better than the 2015 roster. I really do. I don't know
about that.
You don't know, but...
I don't think you have a player of Cespedes' caliber that year. I mean, yeah, Cano, I know me and you argue about that, but I think Cano, he's going to be like he was in Seattle. He's not going to be... Cespedes was one of the best players in baseball that year.
I'll go position by position with that. So in 2015, Mets catcher was Travis d'Arnaud. Could barely stay healthy in 2015.
Okay, Wilson got Ramos. All right, that's a fair point.
Definitely upgrade. Peter Alonso at first base. If he's what people are saying he could be, if he does what he has been doing in the fall league, definitely better than Lucas Duda.
I don't know. You can't. Lucas hit some clutch home runs for that 2015.
He did. That was definitely Lucas.
So you don't know what Alonso's gonna do. Like you said, you don't know what Gary's gonna do. You don't know what Alonso's gonna do.
Okay, but just saying. Cano. He's got more power than Murphy's ever had.
Yeah, but Murphy
batted .275 that season.
That's for the season.
Yeah, Cano last year batted around the 300s. Of course, he had shortened because of the suspension. If you can hit around 300s, hit more than 20 home runs, that's better than Murphy.
Yeah, but Cano's not going to go off like that in the playoffs like Murphy did. It's not. He doesn't have the gene to do that.
Hey, we maybe shortstop. Ahmed Rosario. We had Ruben Tejada at second base. I don't even need to compare them.
Yankee.
Rosario's gonna bust on the scene this year, and then at third base.
I agree with that. He got hot in August. He got hot when he hit that leadoff home run off Sevy. Ever since then, he got hot.
Yeah, he did. And then at third base, we had David Wright, who didn't play at all basically until the playoffs, and now we have Todd Frazier and Jeff McNeil. Todd Frazier, if he could hit some home runs,
damn,
and Jeff McNeil.
What a fake fan! He just went against David Wright.
Well, I mean, he was hurt. He was hurt. I love David Wright, my favorite player of all time. But then we also have Jeff McNeil, who could play third base, who had a great rookie season, batted over.
Real deal McNeil, yeah.
Real deal McNeil. And then in the outfield, we had Conforto on that team. So that's like the only guy who's really still there. And then Nimmo, he's going to be in the outfield, and if he could get a 400 on base percentage again, hey, we're in business.
Yeah, that's true, but offseason's not over yet. One thing to watch is after Machado and Harper sign, I really hope a lot of teams start signing guys, and they're just waiting, and they just have like a billion bids right now. Because I'm kind of worried if that's not the case.
Yeah, on Starting Nine's podcast, they said something about they should have a deadline where these guys have to sign by. Do you think that should be a thing?
I'm starting to, because this is not good. This is the second off season in a row, and if a guy of Manny Machado's and Bryce Harper's caliber has not signed by the middle of January, next when the bargaining agreement ends, they're not going to come to an agreement, at least quickly. So, and this is the worst time for that to happen with the most talent that our game has ever seen.
Yeah, but playing devil's advocate with that though, that's it's like the element of surprise. You're always on the edge of your seat.
That's true. They always come to something. This game has been around for years, so there's something. they're not going to let that happen. There's been talent around forever. Money's just kept going up as life has moved on throughout the centuries. But I don't know. It's just, it doesn't seem like Harper and Machado are going to get what they want. But honestly, when you look into them and their personas, and maybe if Mike Trout was a free agent, he definitely would get it right away. So
yeah,
I don't know. Do you think maybe Bryce Harper and Manny Machado, like, their egos go into people not paying them?
No, I don't think so, because I think a lot of MLB owners are starting to get the idea. Listen, these personalities are getting bigger as the game's growing, which I think the owners need to push the players more to say, hey, look at these guys, look what they could do. But I think they know, Alex Rodriguez always says, if you don't have an ego, then you're not good. You have to have that like edge to you to show everybody, hey, I'm here, you know?
That's good. My man, A-Rod. That's a good quote. Wow.
We're an anti-Cowboys, pro A-Rod podcast.
Yep, pro A-Rod. I bet you would have never thought you'd say that 10 years ago.
Never thought I would have said that.
You used to hate A-Rod. But that A-Rod was a new man after the suspension. That's well, we should talk about A-Rod one episode. Just like just one section about A-Rod. Like how his career.
Imagine having A-Rod like on as a guest maybe someday.
Hey, you never know. Maybe. I think it could take a couple years. We just gotta get big, because that guy Josie McFly, the guy who, remember the Chapman home run and he was tight when Devers hit the home run and he recorded himself? Hey, this after 2 years he got big on Twitter and A-Rod like talks to him and he responds to him. So you never know. We just gotta get big.
Yeah, maybe someday. Hopefully.
Yeah, but Machado, how is he going to sign with the White Sox? He knows A-Rod. He saw A-Rod make that mistake with the Rangers. I don't think there's any way Machado is dumb enough to do that.
No. I don't think he is either, but maybe he feels like the Yankees should be paying him more. Maybe this is like a bluff.
Well, that's all my fan base. They're all freaking out there like, oh, they're not going to spend. They're not giving him the offer, which seems like it. Well, everyone saying that, oh, his wife wants to live in New York, he wants to live in New York. It's just that the Yankees don't want him. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect, but I got a notification that said the decision's coming soon.
Yeah, it should be coming soon, because it's like it changes every day. It's like, okay, the Yankees, it's
it
gonna
is,
happen.
It really does. Last night I go to bed thinking he's gonna be a Yankee. Then right before the podcast, I see reports that says it's Phillies and White Sox are remaining 2 on Machado, and I'm like, what? So,
You think someone in the NL East is going to end up with Machado or Harper? Do you agree?
yeah, I agree. I think Harper is either going to go to the Phillies or the Nationals.
I think if I was working for the Mets,
Yeah.
if I was their GM, which clearly I'm not, I would just want to get Harper just so nobody else in that division gets him, because he's a great player, and I don't want to.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's kind of why I want to get out of Aveno, to block the Red Sox from getting him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, that bullpen is, if they are nothing and the Yankees can pitch well, you just got to get their starters out.
Mm-hmm.
When you play them, which obviously that doesn't decide the division. That decides where we were last year. So, but going back into what you were saying.
Yeah, I just think that the NL East is just really strong, and they got a lot of good young players on the Braves. Got a lot of good young players on the Nationals. Great pitch staff on the Nationals. You got to keep up with that. And the Mets, they're a team that's built to win now, and you got to have a guy like Harper if you want to win now.
For sure, you need that superstar player that can do it all, who can make it. You know, he's going to be at the All-Star game every year. He's going to be the guy that you have the name on in every kid in that ballpark. I feel like the Mets just don't have that one player right now. I can see DeGrom, Syndergaard, they're kind of coming up. Maybe probably DeGrom more with that sensational year, but I just don't see that face of the franchise for the Mets right now.
Yeah, DeGrom or Syndergaard, they could be faces of the franchise. Like, especially Syndergaard, he's got that big Twitter personality.
Yeah, no, I feel like he gets a little more hype than DeGrom does.
Yeah, he does. DeGrom's more of a keep to himself guy. But that pitching staff, that's the Mets. That's their main piece. We got to get better in the lineup, though.
Yeah, for sure. You got to put the ball in play. I mean, Jacob deGrom, they said, would have had, 27 wins last year? 25 wins if you guys scored for him or had the Yankees lineup.
Yeah. Jesus. Oh.
But, I don't know. Hopefully next episode, Machado will have signed. I mean, I just want it to be over with already. I mean, just so they can go sign, Marwin Gonzalez or whatever if they don't sign him. But,
What episode is this?
The 7th.
You've been saying it since, the 3rd. Up next week we'll be saying Machado's a Yankee.
Because this isn't normal. That's what I'm worried about, the MLB. This isn't normal. The guys don't sign. We got Stanton, December 9th last year. I know that was a trade, but that's still just a big move that happens in the offseason. Yeah, I mean, Teixeira and them signed, in December. I remember they said they weren't in on Teixeira.
Yeah, well, last thing, forgot about this. I don't know anything, never heard about this guy. J.D. Davis. Is he good? The Mets just acquired him from the Astros.
Yeah, I mean, he's got potential. He hasn't really, played much at the big league level, but he hit a bomb at Yankee Stadium. I know you're going to be sandbox, but, I mean, it was to left field, It takes some mustard to get it to left.
Hopefully he's good to add some infield depth. So he's third baseman, right?
Yeah, he's third baseman. When Bregman wanted to take take a dip break, for an inning, he put in J.D. Davis. But besides that, you got anything else, Cross?
No, I'm good. How about you?
No, I'm good. We had a nice long episode. I enjoyed doing this episode. This is going to close out episode 7. So next episode, we'll be recapping the NFL divisional round and previewing the conference championship to see who's going to be heading to the Super Bowl. And, Cross, I want to do this thing where we both, print out the Hall of Fame, or you can just get it on your phone, just everyone on the ballot, and fill one out and read it, because it's coming up January 22nd already. So
yeah, that's going to be fun. Can't wait for that.
Yeah, so we'll do our own little ballot. If you want to do a preview, who's 2 guys you're definitely going to have in?
Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens.
Really? Those are your 2 that are your first 2 in?
Those are my first 2 big ones.
I'm going, obviously, Mariano Rivera. And, I mean, I know people say it'll damage the game, but I agree with you. Barry. Yeah, Barry Bonds. His first... You can tell when he started juicing, because he got freaking huge when he came to camp. But he already won MVPs. Or 3 MVPs.
There you go.
By that time.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
We'll get into that later. I'll do my research, but thank you guys. Follow us on IG, so it's at 2 Sides of NY. We're new on there. I'll probably post the link and everything for our channel on there. So thank you guys, and see you next week.
See ya.